Holy smokes, I think we're live. Let me make sure. Meeting information. I think we're live. Oh, I'm kind of testing this. Yeah. Let's just take a peek here. I think we're trying to get everything going. I think it's like connecting to all of the places. We are on Restream. And I believe I've gotten this to work to where we can stream on YouTube. Stream on YouTube, stream on Facebook, stream on Instagram, stream on Twitter. I think we're in 5 different places at the moment. So we're just kind of like trying to just see how it goes. I know we're on YouTube as well. Yeah, so I'm just kind of seeing how this goes. We're just going to see how this goes. As you pop on, please let me know that you are here. I am really excited about this. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. It's a little delayed through the app, which is fine. We're just going to give it a minute to see how it goes. Yeah. I didn't make an announcement anyplace because, again, this was kind of like an experiment to see how this goes. But now that I'm here, hey, why not make the most of it and actually have a conversation, shall we? Let me pull my Facebook up just because that's my safe zone. Take a peek at what's going on. Here we go. Yay. Okay, anyways, we are really feeling guided to have a conversation this morning just around what Spirit brought through in regards to where people might be finding themselves in the moment, whether this is questioning your journey, questioning your business, questioning your relationship, questioning your purpose, questioning your sanity. I mean, like, for real, there are moments, like, right? But we're questioning. There seems like it's a lot of questions going on right now. Hello, Suzanne. I'm glad you can see me. It feels like there's a lot of questions going on right now. It feels like there's a lot of energy that kind of can be translated into uncertainty. And this brings in fear when we don't know what it really means. We have like this astrological, planetarial thing taking place in the moment where there's movement happening and the sun is being placed in alignment with planets that are really, really meant to help us focus on the part of us that we lean into, that we call the ego. It is a part of our physical experience. It is never going to go away. You can't master the ego. But when you begin to understand and realize its purpose, you can transcend it. You can use it as an ally and not as a challenger. And when things look like they're ending, they're changing, they're uncertain, it's very easy for us to go to the ego and to trust its guidance more than that still, small voice of spirit. And as I sat and channeled, there was this very new energy that came through. I don't mean new energy as far as like a guide or a presence. It's like a new energy of awareness. I'm going to bring you closer to me. That now more than ever, we need to remember. We need to remember who we are. Spirit before a body. We need to remember why we're here, having a physical experience. When you bring your consciousness back to this, why I'm physical, why I'm here, you see the plan, right? A plan also shows us a map, also shows us destination, also gives us keys and hints and tools. But when you remember you're a spiritual being, having a human experience for the purposes of learning, then you recognize and understand that that learning you undertake by choice. You can choose not to. We would caution you not choose to learn. That learning actually expands your soul. And when you expand your soul, you, by extension, expand the universe. Now, I know this to be true. I know this to be true. And there are times when I wonder if that message isn't too big for some to hold on to. And as I sat with my guides and expressed this feeling sense of urgency, which I acknowledge isn't necessarily a high vibration word, urgency, but that's the only way I can translate it. There's almost like this urgency to get to you and to tell you it's okay. There's this urgency to be present now more than ever. And there's a part of me that feels that pressure to make sure I'm in all the places as often as I can be, as bright and lit up as I can be, to deliver the message that I feel guided to deliver, because I don't need, feel, want, and worry. That someone or something might fall through the cracks. This has been my thing with my guides lately. And they're trying to reassure me that it's okay. Like that's not a thing. You know, that's not a thing. But then I'm also trying to reconcile with them this feeling that's coming in, because if that's not a thing, why do I feel this? If that's not a thing, why do I see this? If that's not a thing, right? Like, then help me learn what this means. I have had clients coming, new people, which is beautiful. It is what we've desired. It's what we've been manifesting. I love the people that are in my circle. I love the frequent flyers, as they say, but I also am thriving with this feeling that I'm expanding myself into new spaces. But the thing that happens when we do this, if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur and you're in the spiritual world, you recognize how much louder it's gotten in the social media spaces. And so this is when it becomes extremely, extremely important for you to really talk to that woman, to that gentleman, to that person, that child, that whomever your client is. It's extremely important that you speak to them directly. It's extremely important that we get very clear about the message that we're seeking to share with people. And it's something that we need to get really clear so that we can really make sure that that message is delivered. Does this make sense? And so I've had people come and question, have I done what I came to do? Is it over? Have I reached that level where there isn't another one above it? Is there something wrong with me? Have I not learned something or figured something out to such a depth and to such a degree that I understand what my next move is? Because I'm really feeling scared. I want to speak to this because I can't sit and watch what social media has been doing from this way, way, way long ago perspective of fake it till you make it and stay positive because positivity breeds more positivity. Do I believe in that? Yes, 100%. But I also believe in talking about what's going on and helping people recognize they're not alone, because I don't know that there's a greater disservice than feeling isolated and like no one understands who you are, what you're here to do, and how you're supposed to go about doing it. I don't know that there is a worse feeling. And I know this because I've been there many, many different times, actually, throughout the last 8 years of business. And what I've come to know as well as trust is that it is not an ending, it is a shift. And to the degree at which you are feeling this is the degree at which you're shifting. Now, when I say degree, I mean it in that word. Is it a 50-degree shift, a 45-degree shift? Are you experiencing a 180-degree shift? Or are you in a moment right now where you are receiving a 360-degree shift? That is a complete upside down experience. And when we don't talk to people and let them know that they aren't alone, that this happens frequently because you are always on a self-mastery journey meant to up-level. It's like the moment you get super comfortable and the moment life starts feeling okay, something rocks you and you're back into a space. And we resonate with this new space with depressed energy or anxiety energy or fear energy or doubt energy or grief energy. And all that those energies are present to show you is the very clue that you are having an up-leveling experience, that there are changes happening. And what is difficult for many people is to surrender to it, because people feel that by my surrendering to it, it's going to undertake me or overtake me. If I surrender to it, my business is gone. If I surrender to it, my purpose won't be met. If I surrender to it, I'm walking into a divorce. If I surrender to it, my children are going to leave. If I surrender to it, I'm going to lose a house, a car. If I surrender to it, I'm going to need to acknowledge something. See, that's what we want to run far, far, far and quickly away from, is acknowledging something. And what is it that we are being asked to acknowledge? When we feel the grief, the fear, the shame, the anxiety, the depression, you're being asked to acknowledge that there is something that is not satisfactory in this moment for the beautiful blessing of soul in which you are. Your soul is like, I'm bored. Yes, life's like, woo, so good. But not thriving, but not blissful, but not expansive enough. And that's when the soul says, we're going to shake some things up. We're going to shake some things up. Are you ready? We're going to make it look in the physical world like this is ending, or this is changing, or this is walking away, or this is being lost, or this is being had, or this is being whatever. See, your soul said, I am brave enough to go to Earth and have an experience. I'm strong enough to go do the Earth classroom. I am curious enough to go do the work that I really feel excited to do. I'm curious enough to enter into it. See, your soul knows why it's here and what it's doing. It knows. And it can't just rest in a particular situation. It came to thrive, and it came to learn, and it came to do big things. Anytime you don't feel satisfied, anytime you feel fearful, anytime you have this anxiety, it is simply an indicator that there is a lack of connection happening within you. This lack of connection that's happening within you is very fixable. It is very noticeable. And it is something that you can trust and lean into if you will take your time in establishing the connection. God gave us free will when we became human, when we decided to start being in a human experience, somewhat extended. I don't want to use the word separated because you're never separated from the source, never, but you're extended far enough to where it could feel like you're separated. But God gave us free will. God said you can go and do this master plan you say you want, but you can also choose not to. See, when you get there and you forget, you're going to have to work towards remembering. And once you work towards remembering, then you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to take action. You're going to have to trust me. What does it mean to trust God? What does it mean to trust the divine? What does it mean to trust the source? It means to trust the self. You cannot fully trust God, divine source, if you don't trust yourself. You are an extension of its energy. Don't trust you, don't trust God. That's a bomb. I know that hit someone. Don't trust you, don't trust God. Okay, Jackie, so what do I do? What do I do? How? What's the steps and what's the how? You recognize that you didn't come here to do it alone. You didn't come here to sink or swim. You didn't come here to be happy one moment and not the next. You didn't come here to isolate yourself. You came here fully understanding that God would work through other people. God would work through other people. You knew along your journey you would need those other people. Not need from a sense of dependency, but need from a sense of, along the way, I'll gather information, and along the way, I'll have these moments, these milestones. And I'll gather what I need from that experience in that moment and carry on. Think of it this way. Your soul already put out little backpacks along the way. And with each space or each level you got to, there's a new backpack with new stuff, new content, new understanding, new awareness, new levels, new energy. And so all you have to do is get to that level, find the backpack, take the source or the resources, go to the next level, find the backpack, take the resources. Well, one of the resources in the backpack are the people that came here to support you and guide you on your journey. Where are those people? One of the things that I had to become very conscious of very quickly was that there are those people that feed you, and there's those people that take from you. And the discernment is easy when they're vicious. The discernment is easy when it's obvious, but the discernment's very difficult when it's not. The discernment of who feeds me and who takes from me, it's not as easy as just looking at their body language, looking at their actions, feeling out their words. The discernment is when I'm with this person, I feel blank. It feeds me if it creates this feeling of, It takes from me if it makes me feel like getting back in the bed and starting the day over again. People don't go about life meaning to be a certain type of energy. They don't. They go about being that certain energy from an unconscious state of not knowing what to do to help themselves. But see, God came in and God works through other people, and God's going to say, you know how you feel. This is the discernment. How do I discern things? You tap into how you feel. Well, once I know how I feel, what do? I trust myself and I move towards the things that feed me and I move away from the things that deplete me. I trust myself because when I trust myself, I trust God. And when I trust God, my needs are met. Because of this cosmic thing that's happening, there's a lot of people that are in a state of collective energy. And the reason why we have this happening is because as a collective, we need to grow. As a collective, we need to expand. As a collective, we really need to get our shit together. I mean, do we not? As a collective. But the way that the collective begins to do just that is by the individuals that begin to turn their light on. Now, your light's always on, but what I mean by that is the dimmer switch is raised. Perfect example, my dad's actually downstairs right now doing some work in my basement, and he had to turn some of the electric off in order to run some new ductwork. And he said to me, it's so odd, this particular thing in the ceiling, it's registering this wattage. And so it tells me it's an active thing, but for the life of me, can't figure out where it goes or what it's for, or whatever. And, and I said, well, if it's the lights, right, they're on a dimming switch. So should I raise them all the way up? And he said, yeah, try that. Let me see what happens. And sure enough, as you raise the dimming switch, the wattage or the reader on the meter reader, the levels went up because we turned things up, right? Same thing is true here. Same thing is true here. We want to go to the spaces that turn our meter up. And we knew that God would present people along the way that would help us learn how to turn our meter up. And that's why I'm here. There are so many beautiful new people in my space. And whether you're coming in from Facebook, which it seems like is the only thing that's working right now, which is okay. Whether you're coming in from Facebook, whether you're coming in from YouTube, whether you're coming in from Instagram, whether you're coming in from Twitter or YouTube, there are so many beautiful new faces. And it's come to my attention that I don't often speak enough about myself. And it's not from vanity. It's just from this space of, gosh, I thought you knew. And so when people reach out and they're like, I'm really inspired by your words and I'm really inspired by what you share. Do you work with people? As a business owner here for 8 years, that's kind of like, of course I do. You didn't know that. Wow. That's an indicator I need to speak more about that. And not for nothing, I actually sat back and had to do some work around this because there's a bit of this, I guess I could link it to an imposter syndrome. I guess I could. Although I don't know that I really truly resonate with that. I think that there's a part of me that is so focused on doing the work and helping the people that I never took a moment to actually go, well, let me introduce myself so you know who the heck I am. Right? Like, if you don't know how I can help you, we have a problem. We have an issue. We have an issue in the sense of back end office problem. Over the years, since I started business, I have emerged and I've watched myself emerge. And it was beginning of last year, maybe middle of last year, when my guides came forward and said, it's time to claim the title of self-mastery. It's time to enter into the knowing that you are here to support others with self-mastery. And that mastery journey is simply your decision to become the best version of you that you can be. And along the way, my guidance by intuition, by psychic abilities, by healing abilities, my guidance in these areas support you with becoming aware of your own. These abilities lie within you. They're gifts. But you get to choose if you open the gift and create an ability. You get to choose if you take what God gave you and you make use of it. And I would never tell you, because you don't know how, you shouldn't do it. I would tell you to go into the spaces like mine where you can learn how and invest in that. Your time, if resources are available, resources, so that you can learn what it is. Because in your learning, you'll expand. And when you expand, everything in your world must follow suit. Your connections with people, your relationship with people, your business must thrive. The money must increase. Like, these things happen because you choose to expand. When you expand, you hold more space. When you hold more space, you allow more things to come in. When you allow more things to come in, the universe can support more things for you. You can't have more than you can handle. It's just not okay. It's not a thing. I can't handle anymore when I'm closed off. But when I open myself up to receiving, I can receive. And that's why I'm here as a self-mastery guide, helping people tap into their intuition, their psychic and healing abilities by mastering their version, their uniqueness, their own sovereignty. I don't take people's power away because I know what it means to have my power threatened because somebody else is threatened by what I'm capable of doing. I understand the fear and the anxiety. Over 8 years of business, there's been lots of moments of up and down when it came to that. And I understand what it takes to move through that, to show up for yourself every single day. I know how hard that can be, to peel yourself out of bed and, girl, get up, start the day. As a single mom, I know how hard it can be to balance family, business, home, self. These aren't easy things, but the thing that you're forgetting is you were not here to do it alone. You were here to find your tribe, to find your people, to find the guides along the way. When I sat this morning and spoke to Spirit, Spirit said, go tell them who you are. And there was this ripple of like, ugh. We had a magazine interview yesterday. And so I was trying this on, because we're going to be in our first, like, I don't want to say actual because we're in other magazines, but they're digital. This is like our first copy. I'll have a magazine to flip through and see me in, and it's exciting. It's beautiful. But there were questions about me, and I was excited to share me. I was excited to be interviewed and tell people what it is I do. And I realized as I sat this morning and the Spirit came through and said, tell them who you are. I haven't done that in these spaces in quite a while. So my task for today was to show up, to give you this awareness that you're not alone, to give you the awareness that Spirit works through other people, to remind you that I am here to support you and guide you in any way that I can. To let you know that there are ways that we can work together so that we can move you through wherever you're finding yourself along your journey. I am excited to work with healers this year, those that are ready to step into those healing abilities and those that have been working in that space but are feeling depleted or burnt out because we didn't recognize we had to clean our energy and we didn't recognize we had to balance and protect it too. And I'm so excited because this energy has been moving forward. And these are the healers that are coming for retreat. These are the healers that are coming for renewal. And I'm excited to welcome you in. If that is you, I'm here. I'm here. If you're someone that just navigated big life changes, I need you to know that while it's exciting that you're around it or through it or over it, I need you to know that there's work that needs to be done, because we can't be in resilience. We can't be in fight or flight for such a period of time and not have to have attention given to our nervous system. You're here, right, to walk through some big things. But while you're walking through those things, your energy takes a hit, your physical body takes a hit, your emotional system takes a hit. And I'm here to support you with being able to come back into the full trueness of who you are while claiming this confidence of everything that you just walked through and learned because of it. I'm wanting very much to help you grow your personal power so that you can step into new relationships with so much more certainty, so that you can be there for your children and your grandchildren and your nieces and your nephews with such a higher vibration and fill their cup because yours is overflowing. I am ready to help you with your business and help you see that you are your business and that it's so important to maintain the connection with yourself and God to be able to thrive in your business. And it's so important to take care of your own self so that you can show up and be cared for in your business. So if this is something that you're looking at in 2024, I want to